Hello guys, today we're going to talk about finally the new compact Lumix camera that is about to be released, details that have finally leaked, and some surprises that maybe was a little bit unexpected, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's go straight into the video. So the name of this camera finally has kind of been leaked, and is going to be the Lumix S9. Quite a cool name. I don't know why S9, but it's nice to have that name. And it's about to get released pretty soon, in 1 week time, because, well, all the Lumix creators, gang, and some other creators are in Osaka in this specific moment. So we know that Lumix is about to announce something. So now we actually even have the confirmation of that. Let's talk a little bit about the specs that we kind of know already from before, but it was mostly speculation. But Andrea Pizzini has finally revealed that his source has told him what sensor this camera is going to have. And no surprises there, it's going to have the same sensor from the S5 Mark II and the S5 Mark II X. So really no surprises there. It was basically what I was hoping for, because that sensor has a ton of dynamic range. As you can see it right now, I'm actually filming in normal now so that I can control a little bit better the lighting. And as you can see, it's fantastic and it looks amazing. This camera, it's set to compete with the Fuji X100 Mark VI, so the new compact basically camera that Fuji has put out. With the difference is that the X100 or the X100 Mark VI has a fixed lens, while this new S9 is not going to have a fixed lens, but it's going to have an interchangeable L-mount lens, which it's amazing. It has a different niche from the Fuji X100 Mark VI, so I don't know why people or why they are saying that it's going to compete with that specific camera, but hey, it is what it is, right? And as I said in the previous video, it's kind of confirmed at this point that it's not gonna have the EVF, which for me, it's not an issue at all. The EVF from the S5 Mark II X, I don't use it that often. I use it only when I'm doing photography, just because the back screen is so good that I can literally see in a bright sunny how the back screen is looking like. Like now you can see that there is probably a spot here on my forehead. The back screen is on and it's amazing. Like I can see everything, and my way of exposing is not even exposing by watching exactly the image, but I'm basically just using the waveforms on the back screen. So the back screen is just a reference for me to just monitor the surrounding, the talent and whatsoever, but I always use anyway a monitor, 5-inch monitor on the camera. So yeah, in that specific sense, it doesn't matter for me. The EVF, it's not a must, but of course if I want to do some photography, I would like more to have an EVF than only the back screen. But this camera is aimed content creators and YouTubers and so on, so it sounds like it's gonna still again be kind of a video centric focus compact camera as all Lumix cameras basically. So that sounds amazing for me, especially because I'm a videographer first and then a photographer. So I'm pretty excited about this camera, and I can't wait for Andrea Pizzini or whoever to put more news out there before the launching, because I'm just curious. And if it's what I expect it to be, I'm putting a pre-order the day after, or the same day as I did with the S5 Mark II X. Apparently there's gonna be a new button on the body, some button that we have never had on basically Lumix cameras before. Like in the GA6, there was I think the new button on there was for the microphone, to monitor the microphone. Now it looks like we're gonna have a dedicated LUT button. So Basically you click and it will bring you to the LUT menu, or it will activate or deactivate the LUT. I didn't really understand what that button is how it's gonna function, but it's gonna be a LUT dedicated button. So that's pretty cool. And you're gonna basically be able to upload your own LUT, so probably it's gonna be the same feature as the real-time LUT that we have already in many of the Lumix camera bodies. So that's cool, especially for a camera like that. It's pretty interesting that you are able to literally still control the LUT and what you want as an image. So it's quite interesting. I'm actually quite interested in this camera, and I was looking forward for Lumix to finally release something compact that I could use as a B cam to the S5 Mark II X. So this is kind of really interesting, interesting thing for me. There is going to be apparently different body colors. What does that mean is that you're probably going to have a black, a white, probably some other two versions, probably blue, green, red. I have no clue, but you're going to have 4 options of body to choose from. I just hope there's going to be a one that is more vintagey way, like still on the black side, but has some silver on it. That will be pretty appealing for me to go to. So I hope that's going to be the case here. Apparently, it's going to be cheaper than the S5 Mark II, and well, that's not the news. There's going to be a lot that this camera is going to miss compared to the S5 Mark II lineup. So most probably there's not going to be a fan in it. Well, as we know, or as the rumor says, there's going to have an EVF. The body is going to be smaller, so there is going to be some lack of buttons, probably a smaller HDMI. And so yeah, obviously, but it's going to be only 200 to 300 less. So the S5 Mark II cost 1,989, I believe. So you can find it now, of course, for way cheaper, because there is always sales going on B&H, Amazon, or your local cameras. Just check them. And this camera probably going to cost 1,500. That's my guess. That is going to be $1,500. So in pounds, probably is going to be the same, and in euros, probably 1,600, 1,700, around that price. And yeah, I hope that it will have been a bit cheaper, but I believe that this camera is going to really be a beast of a camera. So I really want to just see how this camera is going to be before I judge the price. And these are still rumors, so we don't know anything about it until next week. So it's pretty a bummer. I'm pretty excited about this. So now, I said there was going to be a surprise that many of us weren't expecting. And the surprise is that there's going to be not only the S9 announcement, there's going to be another product announced. And most probably it's going to be a new lens. And it makes sense, especially because after seeing the release of the last lens, that it was the 28 to 200, I believe, but it has a variable f-stops, variable aperture. There is probably going to be another lens that I hope is going to cover more from the wider side to the 28 range. Most probably it's going to be variable too, so that is going to be basically low cost because of that. So in that case, people can have all of that range, from the wider range to the extreme telephoto lens, and they use only 2 lenses for that. So that would be pretty interesting if they manage to do that. And yeah, that's everything I know at the moment, or that Andrea Pizzini and LRumors.com basically revealed. And let me check if I forgot about anything. No, I haven't forgot about anything. So these are the rumors. I stopped and blabbered a little bit in the middle, but if it bothers you, just skip that part. Comment down below what would you expect more, or if you are excited, or like what are the things that you are the most excited about this camera or not. Thank you for sticking here with me. enjoy this beautiful weather as I am. Hope you have it too, and take good care of yourself, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.